Tempers flared on air as GB News presenter Stephen Dixon took Labour's senior minister to task after he audaciously declared the government had acted with full transparency. With pressure mounting over the suspicious collapse of the China espionage investigation, Labour MP Stephen Kinnock rallied behind Sir Keir Starmer, insisting the government had made its stance abundantly clear. But Dixon wasn't buying it. He grilled Kinnock relentlessly about a meeting involving Jonathan Powell, in which the Prime Minister maintained no evidence or related matters were ever addressed. Yet, as with countless Labour figures, Kinnock's reply was a masterclass in dodging the real issue, more proof of the trademark political wordplay now synonymous with the party. Watch the exchange. Before you dive in, hit subscribe, give the video a like, and share your views in the comments.
We saw last night, didn't we, some of those witness statements published for the first time, but now it seems there's more questions than answers. So will the government provide not just witness statements, but also meeting minutes and all correspondence related to the Chinese spy case?
Well, the first thing to say is we're really disappointed that these prosecutions didn't go ahead. They took place between 2021 and 2023. The legal basis then was an antiquated piece of legislation, the Official Secrets Act. Sadly, it took the previous Conservative government 8 years to update that act. I don't know what they were doing in that time. Maybe they were dealing with Partygate, botching Brexit, or crashing the economy with Liz Truss's mini-budget. I don't know. They were clearly distracted. But as a result, the Crown Prosecution Service felt that the prosecutions couldn't go ahead. Regarding your question around minutes of other meetings, there are government processes and protocols around this. Of course, we have to be very careful about the information that gets released because that can end up compromising our national security, which would obviously not be the right thing to do. So I think the government and the Prime Minister have shown huge amounts of transparency by publishing these 3 witness statements, and what I think they clearly show is the position of the government, indeed from the Conservative to Labour transition. The broad position has remained the same, which is that you can't boil the relationship with China down to one word of it being an enemy. You have to see it in the round in terms of all of the important cooperation we need to have with them on vital issues like climate change, competing on things like technology and foreign direct investment, but also, of course, being very clear-eyed and robust and strong when it comes to protecting our national security and promoting our national interest.
Right, that's a fair point, right? And any reasonable person would agree with that. However, there are all these questions. I mean, for example, on the meetings that Ellie mentioned, 1st of September, Jonathan Powell, the National Security Advisor, who hasn't been mentioned in any of this so far, and the Permanent Secretary to the Foreign Office, Oliver Robbins, meet to discuss the trial, we're told. The Prime Minister says the meeting did not involve discussing any evidence. Pull the other one.
Well, the first thing to say is the final submissions in terms of evidence were in August 2024, and this meeting apparently took place in September 2024. So the meeting has no relevance to the evidence that was submitted to the CPS because it took place after the final evidence was submitted. In terms of the role of the Deputy National Security Advisor and of the National Security Advisor, as the Prime Minister made very clear in Prime Minister's questions yesterday, no ministers or special advisors were involved in the submission of evidence.
Are we really meant to believe that, though? Are we really meant to believe that, Mr.
The only evidence that was submitted was by the Deputy National Security Advisor.
And it was and the Deputy National Security Advisor never discussed anything with the Home Secretary or anyone in Downing Street. Are we truly meant to believe that?
The Prime Minister made that crystal clear yesterday. No ministers or special advisors were involved in the submission or provision of evidence to the Crown Prosecution Service.